This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Stuff went numb that shouldn't go numb, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what is going on?
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
And co-host Marney Winfield.
It was kind of an awkward thing. He's like, would you guys want to come along? Can you get away to come to the island? I'm like, yeah, we just got back from there.
It is the 10th of September, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name's Marney Winfield.
And this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. We're back. We were off Thursday. I used another sick day. Been adding them up. And the last time we did a podcast was actually Monday. And we published it like Tuesday, like very early in the morning. So it's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
Working on balance, you know.
Yeah, welcome back to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Feels good, though. Feels good. Of course, we both were kind of busy this last week, too. I had a couple meetings that were pretty cool. Met with sort of the Lieutenant Governor of Michigan.
That's cool.
Yeah, it really wasn't a 217 thing, but it kind of was because I added in there recovery and people, when they go to sober living, sometimes they have a hard time finding a spot to live, and that can make them very nervous. And that can lead them to do what they normally do when they get nervous, which is use.
Right.
So I was kind of bringing that kind of point up, and we had a couple of good meetings this week, you know, so hopefully we can get it going and put some things together and I actually make, like, I guess you could say, the next step for 217 recovery. Details coming soon.
Yeah. We don't want to jinx ourselves.
No. And of course tonight's Saturday night, which means we're going to play our game. It's the second week of playing it, but it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I actually made an intro.
It's really cool.
Now, I spent a whole 10 minutes on this intro, so it's not the best.
Yeah.
But I believe that it's better than the intro for the Thursday night shout-outs that I had going for a week or two.
And as I'm sitting down here, he says, "You promise you'll make fun of me?" That's how he starts it off. And then I get the little, you know, trailer of what it sounds like, and it's cool. I like it.
Can you believe it took me 10 minutes to do that?
I know. I actually can. You're very, very skilled.
It's not really. Yeah, just you'll hear it coming up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna hype it too much. But we are gonna play the intimacy game. It's a game that you bought me for something, maybe
Our
anniversary. And it has questions in there. And last week we pulled them out, and it kind of worked. So we'll keep going until it doesn't, I guess.
Yeah. I think we can share a little bit about the meeting that we had.
Okay.
I mean, I think that it's good because, you know, 217, we try to be like what you're doing with, you know, the workforce thing. We always try to keep people in recovery, the recovery community, and the struggles that we have and the barriers that we face. You know, just like that a lot of people face is, you know, we try to vocalize that and kind of be the voice of, you know, those concerns to the bigger picture, to let people that are in charge of stuff like programs and money allocation and laws or whatever, you know, to stand up and advocate, you know, for the recovery community. And, you know, I don't think enough people do that. And so we kind of grab onto every opportunity that there is to do that. So, and then 217, you started that in what was it?
2019.
Yeah. You know, and we get lots of people that give us props for what it is that you do with the transportation, because it is kind of a grassroots operation. But the funding piece doesn't ever come through. And we don't want to spend all this time talking about the, you know, money piece, but we want to do more things. You know, you have all these great ideas, and doing things takes funding. So, you know, you've been chipping away again and again with different routes to go and who to ask and how to do that, and grants and what programs to get, you know, picked up by, but it takes time. But I feel like the last meeting that we had, it's kind of we got acknowledged, and you got some awesome virtual high fives for keep doing what you're doing, regardless of the fact that we haven't got any, big grants or big chunks of money to help the recovery transport or the recovery rides program.
Yeah, I want everything to happen overnight. We all do, and especially in early recovery, and even in my recovery. Like I've said this before, I wanted 10 years, like on day 5. Like I wanted 10 years clean day 5, but it doesn't work that way, and a lot of things don't work that way. And we were new; nobody knew who I was. I'm not from northern Michigan. I'm from Southwest Michigan. Not that that really matters, but here I am, new to the area, and I'm like, I want to start this. And how many times have they heard that? A lot. Probably, and they've probably seen a lot of people start things and fail things. And I think they just kind of wanted to see, all right, is this guy going to keep it up? Is he going to just fade out? Like what's his end game? Is he legit? And I think that we've been doing it for 3 years now, and I think that they're like, okay, like they are legit, and they're willing to go out of their way to look at different ways that they can make things work. And at the end of the day, they know it's great for people. They know that we've helped over, 250 people get the treatment that probably wouldn't have been able to get to treatment or get home from treatment. So safely, on time.
Yeah.
Those are the important things. And the PIHPs in Michigan, there's 10, 11 of them. And hopefully they're going to consolidate it to just one, and hopefully NMRE is the one that they use, because they're the ones that are doing things right. They're the ones that aren't making excuses about why we can't do this or why we can't do that. They're the ones looking at ways to do things. The other ones, I don't really know about the ones over in Detroit. The one way up in the UP, I don't know. I just know 2 of them that are just horrible. And they spend all their time running around telling you why they can't do the right thing. And it's the obvious choice, obvious answer. It's the right thing to do, but yet they spend all their time and effort running around to tell you that they don't have to do that, or why, or why their people think it's better to not do the right obvious thing. It's just, it'll blow your mind. And you realize that, okay, these people, for them, it's a job. For some people, it's a job. They go home at 5 o'clock. Okay, it's not their brother, sister, cousin, son, daughter. Nah. It will be one day. They just don't know it. I was told there's, I guess, a judge in town in Traverse City that when he sentences people, I guess he just did it the other day, he just shames them. And this one guy, I guess, was like, he was facing 3 to 6. Judge gave him 10.
Whoa.
Yeah, because he didn't like him. And I guess he was just really derogatory. He called one guy just a sloppy drunk, and that he doesn't deserve this and that, and he doesn't deserve a nice prison cell so he can, sit in jail, or it was bad, it was horrible. And I told that person that you should probably attend the Human Rights Commission that meets Monday in Traverse City at 5:30 at the government building off Boardman or whatever. Because to me, it seems like you're taking away someone's human right, because if you have a health condition, and substance use disorder is a health condition, and that's like saying for someone who went and stole a cake. There was a dude in Texas, he ended up, his brother or somebody did a drive-by, but in the car that he used to go steal chicken wings from Walmart, and that's how they caught him. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, that dude's stealing chicken wings. So he goes into the court, and the judge is like, yeah, you fat ass, you deserve to be in a greasy cell. Like, you're not going to say that to somebody.
Right.
And I'm horrible with examples, I know. But I'm just saying, like, you don't, like, somebody goes into the doctor. Like, when I go into the doctor, my doctor's like, hey, what's up, fat ass? No, she's like, hey, how you doing on that carb diet thing that you're on, But yet a judge who, I'm sorry, like and I think that people get it confused too, because you and I as citizens, taxpayers, whatever you want to call us, we're the ones with the power. And like, people think that cops and judges have the power. No. They work for us. Like that's how it's built. That's how the system is. But a lot of people think, oh, judges can do anything, and judges think they can. Some judges I'm not a fan of. Some judges, there are good ones.
Well, I don't care, but there is no room for name calling
No.
in a courtroom.
And I mean, Satan has a special place for these people,
Wow.
these judges. But right now, and I guess they're like, oh, well, the dude's leaving in January or whatever. Well, how about he leaves tomorrow? Like we can make that happen. Oh, no, because you got to do this and got to do that. Do we? And the beauty of court, too, is all that is public record. Like you can go in and get a transcript of what he called those people and the things that he said to those people. I bet the news station, if they're not doing anything and want to do something for Recovery Month, maybe I'll hit them up and say, hey, this would be a great little story.
Yeah.
Talk about Judge Power or whatever the hell his name was, to just kind of let him know, like, bro, like you can't talk to people that way. I know that you think you're all high and mighty, but you're probably one of the biggest pieces of shit in the whole state of Michigan. It sounds like.
Well, don't be calling names now on your end.
No, I just said it seems like. I didn't say he was. I mean, probably is, but I'm just saying I don't know the guy.
Well, I hope it gets brought up, brought to the attention of the higher ups there, because that is not acceptable.
No,
at
it's
all.
not. It's not.
It's saddening, actually. Makes me
It's
sad.
saddening, and it makes me sick to my stomach. It's like, again, it's a health issue. Like that guy is so out of touch with reality. Like, how did he, like, who votes on this guy? Like, what's going on with that? But apparently nobody, because his ass is leaving. And I don't know if he's retiring or what, but good riddance. Like, let's just get him out of there now. See ya.
I wonder how many people were just like jaw drops. Like, is this really happening? Are those words really coming out of his mouth?
Yeah.
Like,
Class act. And I'm sure the people that I know in Traverse City don't want their city represented that way.
no, absolutely not.
So, yeah. So that's what happened there. Well, I don't know. I didn't want to get off on that
Oh, that's okay.
kind of rant, but I did want to mention that.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I found a letter. My friend Ron is making a movie about radio. It's called Radio Days with a Z. And he was making a movie, but now it's going to be like a docu-series. And it's really cool. Can't wait for it to come out. But he's like, hey, man, if you got something from Arkansas, because remember, iHeartMedia, they started making us talk about the iHeartRadio app. Like, we had to talk about it like 3 times an hour. We had to play so many promos reporting, oh, download the app now, build your own custom station, which the old school guys in radio, it drove them nuts. Because here we are trying to get people to listen. We're trying to set appointments. Hey, listen at 5:15. I'll give you this or whatever. Instead, we're telling people, hey, go build your own station and listen to whatever songs you want. No commercials. And the sales guys are like, wait, we're selling commercials to clients that cost a lot of money. And you're telling them to go listen where we don't have commercials? Like, what? Now there's commercials on streaming and stuff. But like back then, there wasn't. And so it drove people nuts. And Ron asked me to get him one of those because he's going to do a piece about how radio kind of evolved. And I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, people listen. I don't listen to the radio. Mm-hmm. I listen to the ticket, but not really on the radio. I mean, they're out of Dallas. But so I was looking for that, and I found an email that I had sent myself. Or I guess my mom had sent it to me, but it was an email that she wrote to the judge.
Oh.
Back on January 8th, 2019 for my sentencing.
Huh.
So she wrote that. I think there was some other people that wrote letters too, and the judge didn't even read them.
Yeah.
Like the lawyer was like, nah, judge doesn't care. Don't give that to him.
So are you going to recap it or?
I could do that next week.
Okay.
I don't have it pulled up yet.
Okay.
Like right now at the ready. I mean, we could pause this and I could magically have it at the ready. Mm-hmm. But I like to tease it.
Okay.
So as long as we remember.
Yeah. I'll remember.
Okay. All right. Do that. Remember.
Okay.
We'll read it on Tuesday.
I won't forget.
Or actually, I want to do another podcast before Tuesday. I'll probably do one at some point. Because the 24th will be our 700th episode.
Ooh.
I know, and I want to keep on track with that, but since we did miss one, so we'll do an extra one sometime soon. But it was interesting, though, that letter, which you'll hear on Tuesday. But today is not Tuesday. Today is Saturday. And that means it's time for our new favorite game, which has an intro. Tonight on the intimacy game. It's Saturday night, and that means one thing. They're both gonna answer questions honestly. It's time for the intimacy game. Corey and Marney. Draw a question from the box, and we're gonna answer it honestly. Here on the intimacy game. It's time for the intimacy game. Yeah, it wasn't really on key or beat or whatever, but
I
hey,
like
man.
it.
Like I said, 10 minutes. I don't think it took me 10 minutes, really. So, pulling out the box, I noticed something that I didn't notice the other day.
Okay.
Because the other day we did it, we just had like the blue light and some candles going, but they're colors.
Mm-hmm. I knew that.
You're so smart. What colors did we have last time then?
I think they're different, like, topics or something.
Yeah, but I'm saying like should we stick to the same topic? Okay, I had a gray and a green is what we did last time.
Okay.
All right, so I'll let you draw first. So this game, it's a box. Comes with 150 questions, it says.
Okay.
And it has intimacy questions. So I'm just going to need one. I'm going to draw a yellow one. Here, just take the box, honey. This is
I got
people
it.
are waiting.
I got it. Oh, I grabbed two.
I know. You can't do that. It's cheating.
Okay, here.
Okay. Boom. I took your other one.
Ah,
All right. This will be good.
okay.
Ask away.
All right. So this is a two-part question.
All right. I love two-part questions.
All right. Corey, what goals do you have for yourself? And how can I support you to achieve them?
What goals do I have for myself? Well, I have goals that I don't really know how to answer that. Like, what goals do I have? I want to, I don't know.
What?
I know.
Mr. I have all these ideas.
Well, I have a bunch of ideas. Okay, a goal is, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm doing.
What are you working towards that has I guess it doesn't have to be a definitive destination, but
Okay, I would like to have 217 recovery in a location because we're a recovery community organization. And when I first heard that term, my mind thought like this big building with different offices in there for recovery coaches, places for people to go to have meetings, and a place for people to like hang out. Like if we wanted to have a football Super Bowl party, whatever, we want to have a euchre tournament, whatever. To have that place.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's a goal.
it doesn't have to be big, huge, but a place, you mean?
Huge, yeah.
You really want it
Freaking
huge.
And what was the other part of that?
Well, the second part, actually, this is for you. How can I support you to achieve them?
Oh.
So how can I help you with that?
You kind of have stepped up a little bit recently because I figured I'd wait till you're like super, super busy and then be like, hey, how come you're not stepping up? Do something.
Thanks.
No, just, do that stuff that we've talked about, be there for the stuff because I can't do this on my own, clearly. And I haven't been doing this on my own. But to just be more involved,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Question answered. That wasn't intimate though.
You got a yellow one too.
I know, because you grabbed two of them. So I was like, well, I might as well just take yours.
Okay.
Who do you think the disciplinarian will be between us if and when we have children?
You.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. See, I'm trying to compare it to how you are with our cats. So it's kind of a little different. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty shared in terms of discipline.
I don't think it ever is, though. I think sometimes people think it's shared, but I don't really think it's ever shared.
When I think about when there's a child, it probably will be me, actually. Like, it's a human being, it will be me. I tend to break the rules that you have for, like, the kitty cats. 'Cause I feed them human food, and, you know.
Yeah, don't ever feed your cats human food.
That's, like, really only the rule I break for the most part.
Yeah, but that's a huge one, because then they start begging. Like, Nico does not beg. Like, we could leave a plate of chicken out, she walks right by it. Like, she doesn't care. It's human food. She doesn't eat human food. Yeah. But you start giving them some, and next thing you know, everything you're eating, they're like up on your stuff trying to get at it.
It is. I did create
And they catch
monsters.
a beat down.
Yeah.
It's my chicken. Put my chicken back. Not that that's happened.
Well, I will answer this one. I mean, I talk so much about what I'm doing on the podcast, so people kind of already know. But so my goals for myself, I'm in like hardcore in the middle of working on them, and I really am. I'm not struggling to stay on top of it, but it's difficult. I'm acknowledging how much work it takes to stay on top of all the things that I'm doing right now at the same time. I kind of feel like I always have like one foot in one thing, and then at the same time I'm like in the middle of something else, because everything is it's not sectioned off, you know, like my work, because my work is like 24/7 kind of job sometimes. And then in the middle, I'm trying to like fit classes into it. But my goals, I'll stick to the question. My goals is to...
It's a hard one, isn't it?
No, is to, you know, to complete my master's, which if I stay on track, I'll be enrolled full-time this semester, next semester, and then summer will be my graduation of this upcoming summer. So I just need to, like, you know, there's always like, and you know how sometimes when you lay in bed and you're like, I can totally just like ease my mind, and I have nothing, I've gotten everything done that I need to get done. Like, I honestly think I'm never going to have that feeling like for a long time. It's just like never going to happen. I will never not lay in bed and think of how I'm either behind on something, or I need to catch up on something, or look into something.
9 months you could be graduating.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it will be tough.
Yeah.
But
so I just, and you do what, I mean, you've always been supportive when I've been crazy busy, and, you know, emotionally supportive, I think, is probably the most important, and like never been resentful for my lack of like free time, you know, but I think that's the most important.
Just be emotionally supportive to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and, you know, you do things like write little sticky notes on the coffee maker and make sure it's full with water. So when I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I don't have to fill it up, and, you know, all those things and then you make me delicious dinners. You've been cooking a lot lately, which I really appreciate, because I like have zero energy to do that. I've gotten to be really good at making chicken sandwiches.
Frozen pizza.
And frozen pizza. That's really what I've been.
No, I like to do that. And yeah, that's just because I like to do things for you. And that's just probably a big secret to a lot of marriages. You know, just little things like see if the Keurig machine is out of water or it's getting low. Fill it up, man. Mm-hmm. You know, is it really that hard?
Right.
Clean the jelly jar, you know?
Clean the jelly jar.
Yeah, clean the jelly jar sometimes.
And I think other times, too, the things that I really appreciate is, like, you know, like stuff that I would do by myself because I have to, because they still need to be done, that you do them with me, you know, like go to the grocery store or whatever. And I know maybe people think that's cheesy, like, but I enjoy that, like grocery shopping together, you know, and so thank you.
Makes it more fun. You're welcome. I'm glad I could be there to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. There's Saturday night intimacy game. We drew yellow, so next week we won't draw yellow.
Okay.
We're going to get some crazy sex ones one day.
Probably. It's probably a different color.
Probably red for sex.
Are we going to answer those?
Mm-hmm.
Unedited? Yeah.
Intimacy gang. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is fun for us. So hopefully you got something out of this besides bashing judges and whatever I talked about. That was bad probably. But you know what? That's our week, man. It was crazy. And like way more stuff went on. And another goal that I do have is to get healthy with my pancreas. And there's really nothing I can do about it. I try to eat well. I don't eat well. It hurts just the same. But to go through and that's what you can do with that too, is help me, because I'll be knocked out on Friday. I have a procedure coming up. And, you know, just mention, hey, can you actually guys just go in there and look at his pancreas, make sure ain't no tumors.
Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be, yeah.
If there are tumors, can we start working on that? Maybe get rid of them?
Yeah.
Because he's in a lot of pain quite a bit.
And like, I know because we talk about these sick days and whatever, but like he's really been struggling, you know, with the pain and the, you know, just having the motivation to even sit down and do something like this when you're not feeling well is like next to impossible.
I think last night I had a couple hours sleep. It was horrible.
I think that's another big part too, is because of this pain, whether it's high or down a little bit because it goes up and down, is that you're not getting sleep.
No, and the
so
sleep
that affects you.
Sleep I do get, it seems like it's because I'm so tired, I just crash right out. But it's only for a few hours, and then I get up, and then I can't go back to sleep. And then I'm thinking, and it's like, well, I might as well get up. And then I just like, and I start Googling stuff again about pain and left side, and I don't know. It really does worry me, you know. And I kind of jokingly, but not jokingly, tell you we should get some life insurance because I don't know, like something's not right is all I know. And
we're hopefully going to be able to figure that out.
Yeah, so that is a goal of mine, you know, to just get that taken care of and stay on top of that. You know, that's self-care. And I might not want to hear the answers or what they're going to tell me, but I need to figure something out. Mm-hmm. And at least then I can deal with whatever it is. But like not knowing is worse.
Right. Yep.
But after a year of having this pain, almost a year having this pain, they can't be like, well, you're just constipated.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No, I'm not. So, but yeah, pray for me on that. Appreciate it. But that's it.
Yeah.
And get ready for fantasy. Your team came out on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we'll do a special fantasy episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get us
my boy
back on
Alan,
track.
he's my, and he was auto drafted for me the first time I ever played. Mm-hmm. And I was so like, and I just love him. And he gets so excited when he actually like plays and not just plays like a other really good quarterback who like doesn't get in. I'm telling you, okay, those of you who watch football, next time you watch a Bills game, watch when he actually like runs the ball, how his whole demeanor changes. He's literally like ear to ear, like smiles. Like he does not stop smiling after it doesn't even matter how far he went. He's like, he gets out of that pile and he's like, I just played football, like, you know?
Yeah, he's not, like, he's fast, I guess, but he's not like Lamar Jackson who, like, juke moves and, you know, hits the corner, he's gone. You know, but I bet in his mind, that's what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I bet, like, in his mind as he's running, he's like, I'm juking this guy. But really, you look at it, and, like, one dude's got his leg, and he's just, like, jumping forward.
But I mean, you can watch. He could throw a touchdown and he'll be like, cha-ching, yes, and then smile for a second, and then like it's over. But when he runs, he's just like a little friggin' schoolboy, man. It's hilarious. Just pay attention to that. I promise you, I'm not wrong.
All right, so maybe we'll do a fantasy show tomorrow early in the morning. It won't be long, but you know, do a fantasy talk and maybe we'll call somebody that's in the league or something.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Let's do that.
All right, we'll do that then, and we'll have our picks of the week.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and download the app if you don't have it yet. It's 217 Recovery. Look for it in the Google's Play Store and then the Apple Store. I think you got to still do 217 Recovery Podcast, or just go to our website, 217recovery.com, and there's a link on there.
Yep.
So, appreciate it. We'll talk to you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.